This is everything that I read in the month of September. I started the month off so strong with Old Enough by Haley Jacobson. I actually didn't get to this because I don't like the cover art for the hardcover version. So when this paperback rolled around, I didn't even know it was the same book, to be honest with you. And I saw this, I saw the blurb, had to get it. This broke and healed me all within 350 pages. I wish I could travel back in time and give this to my younger college self. I think she deserves this. It is an instant favorite. Old Enough is a beautifully messy coming-of-age story about survivorhood, friendships, and, like the blurb, winsome bisexual chaos. This is full of queer joy, and it really reflects beautiful, affirming communities and what it's like to navigate new relationship dynamics. If you've ever grappled with your identity or longed for a community that accepts you, I think this will really resonate with you. Haley Jacobson really masterfully balances themes of heavy trauma with really beautiful joy and humor. We follow Sav's journey through growing pains and awkward crushes, as well as really finding her people. And it's full of beautifully written characters that really embody the messiness and tenderness of healing and self-discovery. At its core, Old Enough is a raw, tender, heartfelt exploration of what it's like to grow up queer, of what it's like to heal from trauma, and finding the people that allow you to be your most authentic self. This is one of those books that will stay with me long after I turn the last page. While I think this book is really focused on healing and humor and hope and joy, do check the content warnings because there are a good deal of them, especially in the flashbacks that you will go through when you read this. 5 out of 5 stars, one of my favorites of the year. Next, a novel love story. If only I could visit Stars Hollow the way that the main character in this book gets to visit her favorite fictional town. Are you kidding me? The setup of this one is extremely delightful, and Ashley Poston's signature writing style still shines through, honey-drenched with supremely cozy vibes and lovely, charming moments. This is a cozy small-town romance with a hint of magical realism. There are delightful and wholesome side characters with really well-developed story arcs, which we love to see, especially in romance. And like her other novels, this is a lovely story with underlying themes of grief and loss and healing. But unfortunately, the central romance fell flat for me. I thought the relationship in this one felt so rushed, and it was really missing that slow burn that I was hoping for. And I thought that the plot twists were very decidedly untwisty, but that's okay, that's not what you read a romance for. While this one didn't quite live up to the magic of her previous works, at least for me, I did really enjoy myself. It's a fun read for those looking for something light and whimsical, but don't expect it to leave a lasting impression. Except for the fact that the main male character has minty green eyes. I will never forget that because it was mentioned on every single page. So yeah, this was cute. Never Whistle at Night is a dark, indigenous horror anthology, and it may be one of the spookiest things that I've ever read. Horror anthologies are quickly becoming a favorite niche of mine. I loved engaging with each of these haunting stories filled with familiar as well as new to me voices. Like any anthology, this is a very broad range of themes and styles, guaranteeing you will find something inside here for you. Not every tale will leave your skin crawling, but every one of them will leave you haunted. Definitely pick this up for exceptional storytelling and vivid imagery. It's packed with eerie, traumatic tales that explore intergenerational trauma, familial legacies, and revenge. And if you enjoy horror, you should definitely pick this up because there is something for you in at least one of these 26 stories by Indigenous authors, each offering a unique take on the horror genre. Ultimately, I think Never Whistle at Night is a masterful collection, perfect for fans of dark fiction looking to explore new voices and perspectives. Next, I picked up the sequel to My Vampire Plus One, My Roommate is a Vampire. Is your family that family? The one always asking you when you're gonna settle down. So what's the solution? Obviously, it's fake dating a centuries-old vampire. I mean, what could go wrong? This book is adorable, quirky, and a ton of silly, goofy fun. Amelia, our workaholic accountant, needs to find a date for a wedding to stop her family's endless stream of questions about when she's gonna settle down and date someone. And who better than Reggie, an eccentric vampire with a love for bullet journaling? This has silly twists and fun fake dating shenanigans. There are so many endearing characters, and I think this is a perfect lighthearted rom-com for anybody that needs a silly, goofy, fun time. If you like the sound of a quirky, funny cinnamon roll of a vampire dating a human, delightful email exchanges, cute to-do lists, and the ultimate fake dating rules, then I definitely think you should pick this up. I'll always love an awkward, sweet vampire who's just trying and failing to blend in with the humans. Next, I read She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, and oh my gosh, this is a masterpiece. I loved it. She Who Became the Sun is an epic historical fantasy with powerful political and gender identity themes, marketed as Mulan meets the Poppy War meets the Song of Achilles, and I somewhat agree with that marketing. This is a compelling, action-packed tale brimming with devastatingly brutal ambition and betrayal and war. In a famine-stricken village, two children are given their fates. A boy, greatness, and a girl, nothing. So what happens when a girl who is destined for nothing decides to steal her brother's fate and achieve greatness? This is a story set against the fall of the Mongol Empire, and it is stuffed to the brim with morally gray characters that you are constantly somehow confusingly rooting for. I immediately need to get my hand on the sequel in this duology. I absolutely love this. I will always love a book that can somehow make you root for the most despicable of characters. Then I read Not Another Love Song, and is it hot in here? I think it's hot in here. This is Raylo, He Falls First, Rivals to Lovers, Slow Burn, Between a Violinist and a Cellist, and I think it hits all the right notes. Not sorry. It's artsy, it's brooding, it's emotional, it's sexy. Dual POV, Raylo, repackaged, will always hit, and this is no exception. It's a symphony of love and music and sex. It's compelling characters navigating self-doubt and fame and passion. If you like the idea of an intense romance wrapped in musical metaphors, tension that builds like a crescendo, and a love story that's just as captivating as the music it centers around, this is definitely for you. With characters facing deep insecurities, the pressure of fame, and the price of pursuing their passions, sparks fly as two musical prodigies' competition on stage turns into undeniable chemistry offstage. Not Another Love Song is in fact a love song. It's a love letter to music and love and lost souls. If you can't tell, I really liked it. I also read The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop, and there is no reality in which I would not love this. Kelly Bishop's memoir is a heartfelt and captivating account of her remarkable 6 decades career, from Broadway's A Chorus Line to her iconic role as Emily Gilmore on Gilmore Girls. Bishop reflects on her journey through show business, a path filled with resilience, grace, and humor. From the first page, especially in the audiobook narrated by Kelly herself, you are drawn into her story as though an old friend is sharing their life with you. This is a warm and witty celebration of a wonderful, extraordinary career. Whether you are a fan of her work, a Gilmore Girls fan like me, or just fascinated by the world of show business, The Third Gilmore Girl is for you. Pick this up for really fun behind-the-scenes stories from Gilmore Girls and Dirty Dancing. You'll get insights into her early days as a dancer and a Tony Award-winning performer, as well as candid and honest reflections on her life. Follow the highs and lows from activism to adversity to loss. I'm so glad that this is finally here and that it is exactly what I thought it would be. Last but certainly not least, I read Gwen and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher. And who gave Lex Croucher the right to make a book that hit this good? I am still giggling and swooning over this one. This is a queer medieval rom-com with heaps of banter and flirting and sword fights. There is a hilarious fake dating dynamic that is not what you think, and it is packed with lovable characters that have deeply relatable struggles. In a Heartstopper meets A Knight's Tale story, Gwen and Art are betrothed by birth, but they can't stand each other. Everything changes when Gwen catches Arthur kissing a boy, and Arthur uncovers Gwen's deeply buried secret crush on her kingdom's only lady knight. It's a perfect setup for a pact. This book is a wonderfully witty, feel-good romp overflowing with heart. It's the perfect blend of humor with a dash of political intrigue and tons of delightful drama. If you're looking for a lighthearted but richly layered queer rom-com, Gwen and Art and Gabriel and Bridget will sweep you off your feet. They certainly did mine. I've also got my eye on Not for the Faint of Heart, which is Lex Croucher's upcoming Robin Hood-inspired queer medieval rom-com. I mean, sold. So those are the 8 books that I read in the month of September. I'm in denial that it's already halfway through October and that the last few months of the year are absolutely flying by. Let me know what your favorite books that you read last month were in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.